Hey, are you ready to go? It's that little gay talk show. Hey, you bitches and hoes, it's that little gay talk show.
All tea, all shade. Baby, it's Texas made.
It's that little gay talk show.
Hey there, girl. Hey, girl. What's going on?
Ooh, hey.
We're in the show. We're doing our thing. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up, girl?
Uh-oh. Hold on. Can you hear me now, Miss Randy?
I could hear you before.
Okay, well, I couldn't hear you because I turned up the wrong volume on the wrong thing.
Hate it.
Okay, let's start all over again with that.
It's too late now.
I know.
The cat is out of the bag, bitch.
Oh, Lord.
Technical fuck ups.
It's another episode of that
Happen.
little gay talk show.
Hey, how are you?
It's me and Miss Randy. How y'all doing today?
Blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have a phone call.
Oh, I do have a phone call. Let's see
We
who's
do
calling
have a
on the phone call.
Who,
Hold on.
girl, that ain't nothing but a sales call.
Oh, it looks like it's from Texas. Oh, let's answer it.
Let me see this.
Let's answer the phone.
Hello.
Hello, caller. Are you
Hello.
there? Hello, caller. Are you there?
They always do that because I always say hello because I don't want to talk to them.
You know. Oh, by the way,
hello because it's a robocall. If you do that to a robocall, they won't kick in because they're like confused because they don't know what hello is.
okay.
I stole that from Tyler Perry, who stole that from somebody else who I won't say.
Okay. I will tell you this though. You don't have to raise the phone. The phone's hooked up to the thing. So
it is.
That's why I said just
the
push
phone
the
is
button.
hooked up to the system.
It's hooked up to the system, so that's
Look
why
at
I
you
said
and all your technology.
I wanted you to answer the phone because I wanted you to say something crazy to one of the
I would have, but it's a robocall.
to a robocall.
There was one time when I answered and I said, "You ought to be ashamed of yourself." And I didn't expect anybody to say anything. And this guy said, "Why?" I said, "Because you are worrying me at home." Why are you worrying me? I'm trying to relax and enjoy myself. And here you ought. You know what? You've got a bad job. You need to find some employment.
Oh, good
New
Lord.
employment.
Oh, good Lord! Can you imagine?
I did let him have it. My sister got mad at me one time, though, because I answered her phone, old school sales calls.
Okay.
I answered her telephone, and I said, "Hello," and the guy said, "Hi, are you aware that?" I said, "Are you aware that my husband is sucking my dick right now?" Click. And I told my sister I did that. She was so mad. She nearly killed me. She was like, "Why would you do something like that? This is my home. Have you lost your mind? People think they're gay people having sex in my home." I'm like, what would be wrong with that?
Exactly. I'm trying to ask why you think that would be wrong in any way, shape, or form. Because
It's just a sales call.
it's just a sales call.
That motherfucker shouldn't have called. He got what he deserved.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And you know he was appalled.
was he?
At least
He
I
was probably,
hope he was.
He probably was, but I bet he was talking about it for months, girl.
He
after
probably
that.
was.
He probably
He was
was.
probably. You know what else? I don't mean to interrupt the flow, but I have to. I did something the other day that I'm embarrassed about, but I'm going to tell y'all because hello, that's why I'm here to tell you the things, to unburden myself upon you, the things that may embarrass me in public. And this is one of them. I had just left a doctor's appointment and I went to get some gas because the gas was low in my mama's car. Yes, I was driving my mama's car. Anyway, because I don't have none. Don't be judging, bitches. Walk a mile in my shoes. You would have to because I don't have a car. Anyway, so I get out to get some gas, right? And I'm just having such a great day. The doctor's appointment went fine. Girl, my high blood was on parent, girl. I mean, my blood pressure was flawless. Heart rate flawless, girl. My heart rate usually is 30. It was 76 and shit. I was like, what is going on, bitch? So I get to the gas station, feeling myself, just loving life. I put my card in, and anyway, I put my card in, and it's not working. I'm like, what is going on? So I pull it out. Put it in. Pull it out. I put it in, and I pull it up. And then I decide, you know what? Let me just get ready to pump the gas because I know this cart is going to work eventually. So I went to get the hose. Then I couldn't get the nozzle of the hose in the tank. And I'm struggling. Now I'm like, bitch, wait. The machine ain't working. The nozzle's not working. This ain't working. That's not cool. So I take the nozzle and I keep trying to jam it in there. Well, I finally had this man pulls in and I went over and said, excuse me, sir, can you help me? For some reason, I don't know what's going on. I can't get this nozzle in my gas tank. And he said, did you want diesel? And I said, no. And then he said, yeah, you want that hose over there? And then I realized at that point that I was pushing unleaded, the button for unleaded to get the pump going. And I had a diesel hose trying to fit it in the nozzle. In the tank. And so I was wrong on both counts. But at least I hadn't pushed the diesel button and tried to pump the diesel. But they changed the hose, the size of the nozzle because a lot of people are apparently like my dumb ass trying to put diesel in an unleaded car. Can you imagine? That man thought I was the biggest dumbass. And you know what I said to him? Here's my response. Oh, I never do this kind of thing. I'm so sorry. Now, what kind of queen am I driving a car? Now in his mind, he's thinking, this bitch owns a car and just told me that she never does that kind of thing. How is she living? I mean, this bitch must be living hard and large because she don't even know how to pump gas.
I know, right? Good Lord.
Stupid motherfucker.
Good Lord,
so
girl.
Embarrassing.
You should be embarrassed, girl.
I was.
I mean,
that was dinner
well,
conversation.
I can understand, I guess in a way, you had the wrong hose and you didn't realize you had the wrong hose. But it would have been fun to watch you trying to jam it in there.
It was so embarrassing because I kept trying to jam it. What is going on? I literally at one point yelled, what is going on?
I keep seeing this little video that keeps popping up on my Facebook. This girl is trying to do the same thing. She's trying to get the thing into the nozzle into the tank. And what she does is, and her boyfriend is standing over there. What she does is she lifts the nozzle, spits on it, and then it just goes right into the tank. And her boyfriend looks at her like, bitch, what is wrong with you? Why did you just spit on a nozzle? This girl was trying to stick it in there. She was trying so hard to get it in there. And all it took was a little bit of her spit.
Well,
and suddenly it went in.
I'm glad that her gas tank is the way it's built, the way it is, because any other gas tank that the gas.
Are you talking about the girl in the video or are you talking about your car? Yeah.
The car that I was driving. Because it was small. The hole was really small and it wouldn't fit in. And it was customized, made that way. So it would only fit the nozzle from the unleaded, the regular unleaded or whatever. My dumb ass nearly destroyed that car. And that's a brand new car.
Well, like I said, it was.
But I'm a great driver. I just don't know how to fill up the fucking tank. I can drive anywhere. I don't let traffic worry me.
Well, don't you miss
when you drove? Did you let traffic worry you? Did you get all tied up in knots?
Traffic worried me to death. I just
You're one of those traffic cussers.
My anxiety when it came to driving was so high. I would literally have to pull the car over to the side just to breathe because people are so dumb, and then they make me do dumb things because I'm trying to prevent an accident, and I'm like.
Yeah,
I'm watching this bitch on her phone slowly coming into me, and I got to honk the horn 9 times to get her to move back over, scaring the life out of me.
I'm not a road rager, and I don't get upset. I just go with the flow. I'm really chill, and And I'm a very, very defensive driver. I'm always looking at all the mirrors all the time because I don't trust none of these motherfuckers.
Let me tell you something. I fight to get, if I know I'm going on a drive, like when I used to go to Spring to visit my brother, because when I bought his car, I had to go make payments with him. So I had to go to Spring once a week. So I would make sure I would get in that far left lane, get my speed on, watch how all the other cars are driving, because the faster they're going, the faster I'm going. And once we all have a set speed, then I'm fine.
That's called getting in the flow. Girl, you
I'm
gotta get in the flow now.
The music turns on. I'm singing along, got the window down. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I already know that I'm stressed out about the fact that I'm going to have to deal with my asshole of a brother. I love my
your brother is an asshole, by the way.
I love him, but he is an asshole. But
I'm kidding. I don't know his brother.
But having to deal with my asshole of a brother. But the drive always gave me a sense of calm. Because I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about these fools. If you need to go around me, bitch, go around me. I have my speed limit.
Yeah.
I'm not driving past 80 miles an hour. I'm up to 70. That's good enough. Everybody else is doing 70. If I'm still too slow for you,
then that's
go around, because I'm not moving.
Just don't be a bitch over in the left speed lane, please. You got to stay out of the speed lane. You know, I stay out of the speed lane if I'm not going above.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to be doing 55 in the speed lane, don't be in the speed lane.
Please stay out of the speed
lane. Stay out of the speed lane, because one, you just go make everybody slow down, and when you got 5 cars slowing down behind you, it's not fun. It's nerve-wracking. It's not fun because you wanted to do 55 in the speed lane. Old lady, it's 70 miles an hour.
Old men do it too, bitch.
Old men are the worst.
Don't get it
Old
twisted.
ladies will at least. Old ladies, I worry about old ladies because old ladies will drive fast.
Oh yeah,
old ladies will drive fast. They got to be somewhere. If you want to be somewhere, get in the car with an old woman.
She's just going shopping.
She will get you there. You're not gonna like how she gets you there.
Yeah, she's going shopping. And those Lincoln Continentals, girl, you can't feel the ground.
No,
it's like riding on a cloud. My mother had to get rid of hers because she was like, I can't feel the road, and it scares me. I said, Mother, it scares me too, because I've been in the car with you, and it is literally like being on a cloud.
She could have ran over 9 people, and you would not have known.
Those cars are luck.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very luck.
You could have hit a deer, and that poor thing, and kept right on driving. She would have kept right on driving.
Because they're like tanks too, because they're all metal. Those bitches are all metal.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you need to get somewhere, you get in the car with an old lady. Don't get in the car with an old man, because
Oh no, he'll just read.
He'll just worry you to death,
and he won't pay any attention to the navigation. Don't know where he's going, but
because he's an old school man. Yeah. Hey, we need to go 3 blocks that way and 3. Don't tell me where I need to go. I know where I need to go. Blah blah. And then watch him go past it and go. I thought you said you knew where to go. I have been in this neighborhood for 45 years, and you can't tell me I don't know. It was back there 4 blocks. Yeah. You have already now gone 4 blocks past where you needed to go. You've driven around for an hour and a half trying to tell this man where we need to go. I'm like, now I understand why Grandma was so upset on road trips, because men back then did not like to be told they don't know where they're going.
And they still don't. Well, speaking of where are we going, are we going? Because we've got some other news. We've got some stuff in the news to talk about.
Do we have stuff in the news to talk about?
Don't ask me. I don't watch the news. It's also
you know what?
Upsetting.
Like most of our audience knows, we're not professional anything. We're professional talkers. We love to talk.
I'm not. Listen,
we love to talk. And
Joel
we love to talk mess.
Joel has more news than I do.
We love to talk
I rely
mess.
on him for the news, and I'm just gonna react.
We love to talk mess. We love to talk all kinds of stuff, but we are not journalists.
Tell me the tea, girl. What's going on in the gay world? Anything popping?
Well, honestly, I think it's kind of a slow news day in the gay world. We have the usual,
except for the fact that people want to kill us.
Except for the usual gay pastors who blame us for
or
all the
anti-gay pastors.
Or anti-gay pastors who, well, they usually turn out gay later. But anyway.
No, that's right.
Funny how that happens.
The man who yells the loudest always gets a dick shoved in his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Or actually, it's the fact that he gets caught on camera getting the dick caught in his mouth.
Maybe that's why he's hollering so loud with his mouth open. He's just waiting for somebody to put a dick in it.
Mm-hmm. We can't all be.
Why do I? You know what? My New Year's resolution is not to be so dirty. I'm just dirty. I cannot not be dirty on this show.
I know.
It's just like it's bad.
I feel like it's freeing though, right? I mean, we could be genteel.
No, it's just bad
because you're such a southern. You're such a southern woman, and as a southern woman. As a southern woman, when you're out, you have a different face. So when you're out and about, you're genteel. You're asking people if they're blessed. You're just doing your thing.
I've never.
But when you get on this,
if they're blessed, who are you talking about? You are crazy.
I'm just saying.
Anyway,
I'm just saying. You know, you ask people if they're blessed and how they doing.
I do not ask people if they're blessed.
You know, whose child is that? And
whose child is really? No, I don't. No. But I'm just wondering what is going on in the world because I'm telling you, I watch a lot of Netflix and a lot of Amazon.
What you watching right now?
Shit, and
what you watching on Netflix right now?
Nothing, because the Netflix went out the other night. I started to watch this new Dracula, Netflix original Dracula.
I heard it's super bisexual.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, no. Girl,
Dracula's
this nun, let me tell you something.
Here.
Miss Nun is reading Harker, Jonathan Harker, and she
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. She says, Jonathan Harker, I want to go get right to the point. Did you have sexual intercourse with Dracula? And girl, Jonathan Harker is just out of his mind because he's crazy because he just got back from Castle. And he's like, I don't want to talk about that. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. But that's what he said.
Can you imagine if he actually said those lines? I don't want to talk about that.
I'm not trying to talk about Dracula right now. I'm not feeling it. I have just left the castle. I am obviously fucking dehydrated. And you're asking me, penguin ass, asking me about some goddamn sex with Dracula.
And then walk away with a big old smile on your face going, yeah, I did. I sure did. And it was good. It was good.
Well, all I can say is
you wouldn't say it to her
face. It's a cute series, but something's wrong with the television at the house, and it just went blip and disappeared. I'm like, now listen, motherfucker. This is the first time in a while Netflix has had any programming that I've been interested in. I don't mean no harm, Netflix, but y'all need to get y'all's game set up better. It's time. Stand up and do something. Apple TV's got good shit going. Amazon's always got something on. Y'all need to step it up. You raised your prices, raise up your level of programming.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest.
You can't raise your prices and then fuck everybody over.
I'm going to be honest. With the exception of the fact that I need to pay the bill. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched Netflix in 2 months. There has not been anything. No. I started watching The Witcher. And I got to the second episode and I went, okay. We might revisit this. We might not. That's how I felt about The Witcher.
I stopped watching it during the first episode.
He was, don't get me wrong, the man is, he's delicious.
He is.
But that might be.
But it got so camp in the first episode, in my opinion, that I was like, I got to let this go. I almost, at one point, I kept looking at people's mouths thinking, this must be dubbed. It has to be from another country.
No, it's
not. But no, it's not. No. They may be filming in another country, but it's not dubbed. I was like, girl, this has got to be dubbed. It's just too corny.
I'm going to be honest. Corny. I just thought that the CGI looked so cheesy. I'm like, I'm a casual gamer. I'm not a gamer. There's a difference. I have played the Witcher games, and I got to tell you, they were more entertaining, and they looked far better CGI-wise than this show. And I'm like, This looks like something I would have watched in 1985.
Well, as I said, Netflix, y'all need to step your game up if you're going to raise your prices, and you have twice in the past year. So what you going to do?
I know. So I'm like, well, I guess it's Hulu, maybe some YouTube.
I don't know anybody who doesn't stream. I don't know anybody who has HBO or Showtime now.
I have not watched.
Because it's better just to stream. Why bother?
Yeah,
and now
exactly.
They're diversifying. HBO and Showtime are diversifying and having their own little streaming services. Girl, I saw...
Well, with Hulu, you can get HBO or Showtime.
Yeah.
Along with Hulu. You pay a little bit extra, and that's fine.
And that's what they're doing, to get their fingers in the pie, girl. But I saw PlayStation had their own little streaming service. And I was like, what?
Why? It's
exactly. I'm like, what?
Why?
Why are you in the game?
You don't...
So Netflix, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Get your fucking game up, bitches, because everybody's coming for your ass.
I mean, even YouTube has a couple of... I'm like, a couple of the channels that I watch, and these are channels that I know that you will never be interested in. Now they have their own streaming services, and I'm like, why? You don't, I mean, your humor was, you don't, why am I paying to watch the same 9 people do 9 shows? I don't want to do that.
No.
I
don't get it.
And like I said, PlayStation, really? The only thing that you should be doing for me is downloading my games. That's it. Why am I paying $60 to buy a game so that I can buy downloadable content for more money? So don't produce a show, please.
No,
PlayStation.
no shows.
You don't need shows. You need to be working on video games, not shows. You can have a show about video games.
I don't even play games, but I noticed that when I was going through apps on my TV, and I was like, "What is happening? Why PlayStation?"
Well, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a talking point when it comes to news.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because Randy has said this numerous times, and then I read a story that made me go, you know what? I don't think I want to do apps anymore. It's the story of a Grindr hookup gone horribly Jeffrey Dahmer wrong.
Oh shit!
In Minnesota, I think Minnesota.
Girl,
Jeffrey the child came over for a date. They found him hung upside down, half eaten.
Oh,
yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's Michigan, and I'm like, what? And he was on an innocent Grindr date. Well, hookup. Which is still innocent.
You know what? Grown folks should be able to.
Yeah, exactly. Grown folks should have fun
and have fun.
But grown folks shouldn't have to be worried about being eviscerated and eaten.
No,
on a date. And this is one of those instances when I read this story, and it's horrible on so many levels.
It's a cautionary tale.
It's horrible.
Y'all have to be careful.
Y'all just have to be careful. I've read stories in Houston people who've hooked up on the dating apps and gotten robbed several times. So this was the far extreme.
Well,
this was the far extreme.
Oh my gosh!
And by the way,
well, we need to say a prayer for his family.
Yeah, we do.
And his friends, because that's just so sad.
That was sad, and like I said, he was just doing adult stuff, and there's nothing wrong with doing adult stuff.
Because you're an adult.
You're an adult. Do what you want.
But you don't expect to come. You never know what you're going to get, but you don't expect shit to go down like that.
So, Queens, y'all need to be a bit more vigilant. And
seriously,
y'all need to be. I have
protect yourself. Okay, you have to protect yourself, but beyond that, you have to respect yourself. So you have to think, what am I getting into? I'm going to someone's home that I don't know for the purposes of having sexual intercourse. Now, I'm with y'all. I like sex. Everybody likes sex. But these days, and any days, frankly, You just got to think, is tonight the night to be a hoe? Or no? Yeah. So you got to be careful.
That's when you have to throw the coin up in the air and go, what's going to happen tonight? What's going to happen?
There's something.
Do I need to make sure that I call 9 people to let them know, hey, girl, I'm going to this person's house.
It puts me in mind of the fact that there's something to be said for going to a bar and meeting a guy. There is. I'm sorry. Bars were wonderful places to meet men and go home and have sex. Because you could size him up at the bar and figure out if he's a freak or not and say, get the fuck away from me. Girl, let me tell you something. I love a feature of the bars from when I was a young girl, a young man in my 20s and even in my 30s. And I'm still gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But this is a wonderful feature that goes on at bars, and that could happen for anybody. The guy's a little weird. You know he's weird. You get a look on your face. The bartender comes up and says, is he bothering you? Yes, as a matter of fact, he is. And have him thrown the fuck off the bar stool and out of the bar. Or at least out of that area of the bar. Oh, girl, I did it a million times in my 20s. Because I would have these guys hitting on me, and I'm like, no. But blah, 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 blah. No. And the bartender comes up and says, is he bothering you? Yes, he is. And out of there. And so if you go to a bar and meet a guy, and you can talk to him and get to know him at the bar, and if you don't like him, you get that look on your face. The bartender will come up and say, is he yes. Get out! So, and you just saved your life. Girl, imagine how many queens would have lived if they had just used that feature at the bar with Jeffrey Dahmer.
I know.
But he did go to the bars to pick up.
Yeah, he did. And once again, not 100%. Nothing in life is
100%.
Nothing in life is 100%. It's at birth, death, and taxes. That's it.
But and I ain't birthing. I ain't deathing, and I sure ain't paying taxes.
So yeah, it's good. I love that story.
That's just me.
I love that story, but it is what it is. So
don't get it twisted. He doesn't love the story about the kid being
no. I'm talking about the fact that we all have to be, like I said, people have gotten robbed on these things.
Well,
it's very important.
It is.
To be vigilant,
and
we all like to think with our dick, but remember that you have a bigger brain upstairs. So think,
girl,
with that too.
If you respect yourself, you need to check yourself, bitch, because you got to know what's going on. Or you know what? It puts me in mind of an old adage that my grandfather years ago imparted to me. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
Being in the South,
I thought you would have stopped me by now. I stopped myself.
Being in the South,
what is happening? Why didn't you stop me?
We're in Houston, Texas, and I sometimes forget we're still in the South.
I really expected him to stop me.
Oh,
when I got to you guys know when to hold him.
I just wanted to see how far he was going to go.
I thought he was going to go immediately, but you just didn't.
No, there are Randy. There are times where no is necessary, and then there are other times where I'm going, I want to see how far this bitch is going to go.
I believe we have a caller.
Okay, I believe we have a caller.
That's your call.
Okay, I know that. Thank you.
Oprah Winfrey.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. In the second half of our show, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking to Miss Katie Jeffries, a substance abuse counselor, and we're going to talk about a few resolutions and things of that nature that people might be making, and she's going to give a little bit of advice on how to handle the drinking and the smoking and all that other stuff. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and we're in the second half of our show. And in this half hour, we're gonna talk about resolutions because it's January, of course. Everybody, if you listened to our episode last week, it was New Year's Day. we had a lot of fun on New Year's Eve.
And I do hope
we continued the fun.
Did not listen.
I hope that Miss Jeffries did not listen to that episode because we were too through. And we had more fun on the 1st. It took several days to recover from that because we're old.
Some of us are still youthful in appearance, at least.
In appearance, but
I would.
So on this half hour, we're going to talk about resolutions. So we're going to talk to those of you out there who New Year's resolution was to give up smoking because I have been a smoker for many, 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 many years. And I realized something. I cannot quit smoking because I am a casual drinker. And so I realized that in order for me to finally quit smoking, I needed to take a break from alcohol, which every January I do a 30-day cleanse anyway. So I figured I'd piggyback smoking onto that. And let me tell you something. The first 4 days have been hell. They have been hell. So to give us a little advice on how to deal with all of that is someone who is from Atlanta, Georgia, Miss Katie Jeffries. Hello, Miss Jeffries. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Tell us what you do in Atlanta, Georgia.
I work as a substance abuse counselor. I am what used to be a substance abuser myself. So in order for me to get the job that I have, it came in handy because now I try to counsel other people on on addictions, and that's drugs, alcohol. I don't do too much with smoking, but from experiences that I've had with other people, I understand a lot more about smoking.
So, Ms. Jeffries, let me put out a disclaimer out here to our listeners. We are going to talk about casual to light drinkers in this episode. For those of you who think that you might have a problem, you need to find resources. There is AA. And for the gay and lesbian community, that also includes Lambda. Lambda is a part of AA. You can go to Montrose Clinic here in Houston to find resources for that. Also, if you are under a doctor's care because you are going through withdrawals from alcohol, stay under that doctor's care. This is light advice. This is not advice if you're already under a doctor's care, because that's very important that you follow what the doctor tells you to do when it comes to handling alcohol withdrawal. So,
very good.
So, Ms. Jeffries,
we have an attorney.
We will have to have an attorney if we didn't say all that stuff.
I know. I'm sorry, Ms. Jeffries. I'm just having a little joke.
Ms. Jeffries, tell us, for casual to light drinkers, what's the best route for some that I've heard cold turkey is the best way, but is weaning a good way to go as well?
Usually, if you are a light drinker, you don't have to be weaned off alcohol because alcohol is not a problem to you at that time. The only time that alcohol really becomes a problem is when you're drinking at inappropriate times. For me, it was when I realized that I had a problem that I could not control was if I would go out to dinner with my sisters and we would order wine. They would have like a half a glass of wine, but I would want to drink the whole bottle. Or we would go over my mom's house, which my mom had a rec room downstairs that had alcohol, and I would sneak and drink. So that's when I realized that I really, really had a problem. And that's what I usually watch out, watching other people. A couple of weeks ago, we went bowling with my coworkers, and we got to the bowling alley, and there was one lady that ordered wine. And the first thing that popped in my mind was, why would you order wine if you are going bowling? Mm-hmm. So that made me think right there that she's experiencing a problem. Mm-hmm. She might not know that she has a problem yet, but it's a problem when you drink at inappropriate times.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the bowling alleys here in Houston, they have full bars.
Yeah, so they do have
full bars here. So I don't know if that's inappropriate, honestly.
However, Joel, pardon me, Ms. Jeffries, if I could just interject.
That's okay.
I think to your point, Joel, what she's saying is, we're bowling. Mm-hmm. We're bowling, and bowling hasn't, anything to do with. Come on now. Mm-hmm. You don't need a glass of wine when you're bowling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my thought exactly.
A beer
with your coworkers.
I can, and with coworkers as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Ms. Jeffries' point, that's inappropriate because you are with coworkers and nobody else is drinking. This is not a social occasion. Mm-hmm. When it's a social occasion, everybody else is drinking. Mm-hmm. You can have that glass of wine or beer, but it's very odd when someone steps out of the social moray and steps over to the bar and says, "Let me have a glass of wine." Mm-hmm. I agree with Ms. Jeffries.
Well, Ms. Jeffries, I will say this: if I was hanging out with all my sisters, I'd probably want to drink an entire bottle of wine because if I know how catty my sisters can be, I'm going to need 3 bottles of wine just to make it through that dinner, just to get through dinner.
Don't make me choke.
So I can Stop. I can understand where in that instance that might be appropriate. But
that's very true.
But for the most part, when we went from light drinkers, let's talk about moderate drinkers. Let's talk about people who go out with friends to happy hour maybe 2 or 3 times a week. People who go to the beach and they bring a case of beer with their friends. Now casual drinkers, I realize that for some who are like in your position, where do we step from casual to we have a problem?
When you realize that that something is not right, the body tells us a lot of things, and it tells us, when something isn't exactly right with us. If, like I said, if we're drinking at inappropriate times, if we're hiding alcohol, or if we are purchasing more alcohol than a normal person would usually drink. Those are the types of things that you have to look for. And you also have to look at how hangovers. How severe are your hangovers? If your hangover is like a headache the next morning, that's fine. But if you get up in the mornings and you're throwing up and vomiting and you need another drink in order to calm your system down from the drinks you had before, that really lets you know that you have a very big problem.
Ms. Jeffries, I can tell you that I have a friend who died of cirrhosis of the liver, and it was so sad because he literally couldn't speak, and it was before people realized that there were drugs out there called like Paxil, because people have social anxiety, and he used alcohol to make himself social. I mean, literally, he could not speak to anyone without a drink first, and he couldn't get a job because I didn't believe him the one time that he was in withdrawal because I had no idea of what withdrawal looked like. And it's important for people to realize that there are people out there who hide, and you don't realize that they're alcoholics, and you don't realize how big their problem is, because he literally told me at a store, because we were on the way back from Jackson, because we'd gone out to a bar in Jackson, Mississippi, and we were going home because, and in Mississippi, the bars are very few and far between for gay men. And so we were going back home to Greenville, and on the way home, he said, "We have to stop. I need a beer." And I said, "Nobody needs a beer after the night we had last night." And he laughed. And he said, "I do." And he said to me, "I will either jump out of this car or you'll stop at the store and get me a beer." And when we got to the store, I told him I wouldn't buy it. He said he would go in and steal it.
That's a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, that's extreme.
That's more on the extreme side.
That's alcoholism.
Yeah, that's pretty much alcoholism, and that's when you really need to start looking at getting help. But like I said,
that's very true.
But
because one thing about alcoholism is that it gets to a point where you really don't want to drink, but your body tells you that you have to have it. Alcoholism takes over your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. It takes everything from you. And then the thing, at first when you start drinking, it makes you feel good. And you feel like if I drink, then I will feel good. But then it gets to a point, where you need it. And when you get to that point, you need it like you need water.
Yeah.
Because, so that's probably the point that he was at. So people, when you get to that point, there is no way in, excuse the expression, hell, that you can stop without being under, like you said at first, under a doctor's care.
Yeah. So
because withdrawal from alcoholism can kill you.
Yes.
It can.
It did the way Amy Winehouse when she tried to do it cold turkey because she refused to go under a doctor's care.
But it can literally kill you.
Yeah, it can kill you.
Because your whole system will shut down behind not having that alcohol.
But to bring. Ooh, we're getting into some depressing territory. Let's get back into a little bit of keep it levity. Let's go with the fact that for those of you who are moderate drinkers who are now deciding to cleanse, all my friends call it a cleanse.
Yeah,
that's what I love that term. Oh, we're going to cleanse for the month of January. We're not going to have any alcohol. We're not going to have any sugar. We're not going to. And I'm like, how are those withdrawals going? You still do get mild withdrawals.
I don't know if you get mild. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't get withdrawals from not, I don't drink often enough to get withdrawals.
But Miss Jeffries, does it really depend? Can you still get withdrawals even if you are moderate drinkers?
Yeah, light withdrawals.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can. Like the headache and all that type of stuff. That's the alcohol leaving your system. And when the alcohol leaves the system, you know how you are happy and everything when before you start drinking or before. I mean, you're just a naturally happy person. Okay, what alcohol does is when it enters the system, it the neurons and all that kind of stuff stop making the happy feelings that you have. So when you get off the alcohol, it takes the body a while to get back to the point where those happy neurons and stuff start working again. So that's where depression and all that kind of stuff comes from that people go through with alcoholism.
Well, I can take. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, alcoholism is a terrible thing, and addiction. And I heard on the news today that more and more people are becoming alcoholics because I go to the store and I see the people in front of me with 2 or 3 bottles of wine, or I go. You can buy wine and beer everywhere. So
I think we are
like mothers with children.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Right.
I work in the restaurant business, and seeing moms order a bottle of wine, sit around having a bottle, and I don't have no judgment. You do you.
Right.
As long as y'all can get home, y'all do you. But I just find it amazing to see mothers with their little babies.
I'm glad, Joel, that you have the benefit of not judging because where I used to work, I judged because you could bring in your own wine. And you could also bring in your own 4 children with your husband and act like you're on date night with 4 kids and drink 4 bottles of wine and then get up and go out and get in your car
and drive home.
Many times,
very true.
And many times, I wanted to look at their license plate, write it down, and call the police and say somebody's driving recklessly. I don't know who it is. But
they got kids in the car.
There are kids in the car too. I'm just saying.
So. Well, we're pretty much almost at the end of the interview, but I did want to thank you, Katie, for the advice that you gave me the other day, because I have been, I have said this at the beginning, and I'll keep saying this. I am going to quit smoking.
You are going to
I am going to quit smoking, but I realized
this is a smoke-free home.
I realize now
that
for right now, I can't have any alcohol because alcohol and cigarettes go together like donuts and coffee.
Exactly.
So
or cigarettes and coffee.
Or cigarettes and coffee.
Because cigarettes and coffee go
well,
good together.
I never was a big coffee drinker.
Oh no, but
I left Atlanta.
I'll just say it.
Drinker,
I'll just say it because there's no coffee in the house. I'll just say it. There ain't nothing like a cigarette and coffee. And I'm not a smoker, but I used to smoke. But I didn't have a problem. Miss Jeffries, I'm one of those people that people hate. I can pick it up and put it down. And when it came to smoking, when it started to affect my breathing, I said, nope, I'm done. And
it's not
my
even,
lungs are clean.
And it's not really, I'm not really doing it health-wise.
I didn't mean to put that in your face, but my lungs are clean.
I'm not doing it for health reasons. I'm just really doing it because nobody else I know likes to do it. I'm tired of being the person who has to go outside. I'm tired of the judgments from everybody. Oh, you still smoke?
Did you know that smoking in this country with teens and young adults, so millennials, is up huge. I mean, it's up big time.
And especially in the gay community.
I don't have any percentages. You know, I'm not doing that kind of homework.
And you know, we're gay, so you know, we're used to smoking and having cocktails because we have to deal with stuff. We have to deal with stuff. We have to deal with our family. We have to deal with society 24 hours a day.
We do not.
Yes, we do.
No.
Yes, we do.
You cannot put me in we.
Okay,
because I'm not part of that we.
Okay,
so I have no worries when it comes to family and all that.
Okay, well, Miss Jeffries, it was nice to have you on the show, and I'm glad that you came. It was a pleasure, and I want to try to have some experts when it comes to different things that we need to talk about in the gay, because alcoholism in the gay community is a thing.
It is a thing.
It is a thing. And it really does go back to our culture, the fact that the gay bars were our only safety.
And people were anesthetizing themselves against the hate that they felt from their family and other people with alcohol. But I want to say to Miss Jeffries, I want to reiterate what a pleasure it was to speak with you. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you again.
Well, thank you very much. I would be happy to come on the show again.
Okay, thank you.
And by the way, Joel, say hello to my son that finally came to see me after about 30 years.
Well, I'm sure your son loves you, and he loves you a lot. So we will we'll end this. Thank you, Miss Jeffries, for being on the show, and we hope to hear from you again. And I don't know how to. This is the first time we've done a phone interview.
We can just simply say farewell, because we'll see you again.
Because
farewell.
We'll hear from you again. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Wasn't that fun?
She wanted you to say her son's name. Did you forget his name?
Why did you take off your headphone? We're still on the air.
Oh, shit. And here I am reading you. No,
you can read me on the air.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I didn't mean to be rude. Y'all, that was private. What y'all doing listening to private shit? No, when the interview was done, for some reason, you know, it just felt like a moment like we were taking a break. Y'all didn't hear that. That was private.
That's okay. That's okay.
You bitches are always listening.
Well, Randy, you're right. I probably should have said her son's name on the air. The funny thing is that her son is talking on the air. So that was, So I think you missed it earlier because I accidentally said mom.
You did.
And
No, I didn't. I looked at you like, what the hell? Why did this motherfucker just call this woman mom?
Because I wanted to keep it as a professional interview.
What
because
I
didn't want you to.
Mom, how is that professional?
Well, I said it at the beginning, and you didn't say anything, so we went on, and the interview was wonderful, and we had a wonderful interview.
Did you expect me to say something?
I expected you to get too Southern. I expected you to get Southern.
Why in the hell would you call? Are you calling this woman mom? Is that what I should have said? Because that's what I wanted to say.
So that was a fun interview. That was some interesting facts that you needed to know in the gay, especially in the gay community. We can get serious on this show every now and then.
Indeed, we can.
We can. We love every last one of you.
Oh,
we just want you to take care of yourself. And I'm hoping to have Miss Katie on every now and then.
I am too, because I'm telling you, she's a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
She is a treasure deluxe.
Unfortunately, she had a wonderful story. I guess I can tell the story. I hope Katie doesn't mind. She was telling me.
Well, we're not live, so maybe she won't.
Mm-hmm. She was telling me about when my grandmother quit smoking, and I'm like, did everybody in this goddamn family smoke? So anyway, she was.
So you know her as a member of your family?
Who?
She just said it. Does everybody in this family smoke?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that last part when you said it earlier. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, forgive me, darling.
Okay, because, it's my mother and my grandmother.
Oh, okay. Is that your grandmother?
No, Katie is my mother.
Oh, get out of here.
Yes, Miss Katie Jeffries.
That nice lady is your mother?
You're just now getting there. I thought you already got
coming to light. No.
We wanted to surprise you because I'm like,
and what a sweet woman.
I said I went to Atlanta. Remember, I told you about my trip to Atlanta and meeting my mother. I wanted to see if you wanted to catch up, if you would catch up on the fact that I'm talking to. Yeah,
girl, I don't even eat ketchup. So no, I was lost, child, lost.
But I was talking to her about my own issues with quitting and going through the withdrawals, which she did tell me that if they were severe enough, I needed to see a doctor. But she told me to wait for a few days, and sure enough, the first 3 days were horrible, and then day 5, I feel fantastic.
Well, I can tell you a story, a true story, and Joel, I think you're privy to this information anyway. Mm-hmm. Not that I occur, because I tell you everything, and I'm sure I've told you. But years ago, about 3 years ago, I was I went over to a friend's house, his parents' house, and to visit. Now, mind you, girl, this ain't just a house.
Oh, you know what, Randy? Remind me, I need to finish. I do something here that I listened to last week, and I realized something. I start a story, but don't finish it. So I need to finish the smoking story.
Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Go ahead and finish your story.
Let me finish the smoking story. So she tells me, she says, when my mother quit smoking, for the first 6 months, no one wanted to talk. She was an awful person for 6 months after she quit smoking. And then she ended up with asthma.
Oh, no.
Which was a sad thing because, she ended up with asthma after that. But for the first 6 months, she couldn't be dealt with. She was, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm not going to act like that for the for the last few days, I've told people at work, don't worry me. I have stolen Randy's line. I have actually said the words, don't worry me. I'm in the middle of quitting smoking. I don't mean any harm to anybody here, so I'm going to stay in my little corner. And if y'all have some issues, just tell me politely what the issue is, and we'll be okay. But if you come up in my face, we're going to have some problems. Because I can't go out back to smoke a cigarette to ease my stress, so you're going to get all of it. So stay the hell back unless you need me, and that's it. So, is it that time? Do you need to?
Don't announce it to the world.
No, I mean, did you need to make a cocktail or something? Or
yes, I would. No, girl, I need. Y'all, I gotta pee. Okay, we keep it real around here. Damn, Gina.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we'll be
right back. We're at 54:42. So we'll be right back. Okay. Well, we took a little bit of a thing, and I will edit that part, so don't worry about that. So,
you just told everybody you were going to edit that part.
Well, I'm not going to edit.
Now you got to edit.
Now I got to edit that part. What I just said, I probably won't, but
No, I don't care.
Let's finish up the last 6 minutes on the resolutions thing. Simply because I feel like it's important that no matter what you decide to do, make sure, like Miss Jeffrey said, when it comes to alcohol especially, if you are deciding that it is no longer for you, get under a doctor's care if it's severe. For the most part, don't try to go cold turkey. Make sure you have some kind of doctor supervision. With me, my withdrawal was very light. I think I had 3 days of super cravings and maybe a stomach ache.
Did you sweat or anything?
No, I didn't sweat or anything. I just had intense cravings, but I couldn't tell if it was the cigarettes or the alcohol.
No, that's cigarettes. That's not alcohol. Because with withdrawal, if you have night sweats and everything else. If you're coming off of with withdrawal, you have night sweats.
For the third day, I did have a little bit of
the toxins are coming out of your body at night, and I don't know why those toxins choose to do it at night, but they do. Anyway.
Well, the third night of no alcohol is when I had a little bit of night sweats, but it was only a little bit. But I have
night sweats where your body releasing all the alcohol, or rejecting.
But I've had intensive cravings that they've hurt when it, and I've always craved a cigarette. It's a cigarette. Yeah. So Miss Jeffries, we're good. I feel good. I feel fantastic.
I just
mommy.
Really enjoyed. I really enjoyed your mommy.
I don't call her mommy. I still say mother. But
okay, well. You shouldn't be calling her mommy. You're 100 years old.
I know, right? I know, right? But you're, in your mother's eyes, you're still her little baby. So, you should know.
You
no, 99. You 99 years old.
Shade.
And your mama still calls it, ask how you doing.
She don't have to ask too much, but anyway. You don't have to yell too hard.
No.
Anyway, so we are doing that segment that we spoke of last week about my friend Isabel, and we should have music, that dreamy music to lead us into another place.
Oh, I don't.
We're going to another place now. We're going to another place. We're going to Greenville, Mississippi. We're going to Greenville, Mississippi. Nobody wants to go to Greenville, Mississippi. Trust me.
Nobody.
Especially if you're black.
Nobody at all.
Greenville, Mississippi is like 1950. I said it 1950. Anybody from Greenville wants to dispute that shit, call Joel. Anyway. Love y'all in Greenville. Love you. Hate you. Anyway. No, it's been years since I lived there. But when I did, I was a lad of 19, and I met the most wonderful, craziest person in the world named Isabel Cooley, a Hollywood actress. Bona fide, bitch. Bona fide. So picture it. Here we are in a local theater production of Driving Miss Daisy. A friend of mine was in the production. His name was Richard. I won't mention his last name because of what I'm about to say. So I sit down in the front row and I hear a small voice, although powerful, say to me, "Darling, you'd make a better door than a window." And I turned around and said, "What did you just say to me?" And she said, "Well, it's just that you seem to be in my way." "Well, frankly, you are in my way." I said, "The show hasn't even started yet. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I'm sitting right here. I'm not going anywhere. If you have a problem with the sight of the stage, you can come up here and sit by me. And she said, well, then I will. And she came and sat next to me. This beautiful woman, I swear this woman was gorgeous. She was 5'5", just beautiful, green eyes, hair like a little wood sprite. You know how the wood sprites have their hair and it's just short and it's all. Gorgeous woman sat next to me and she said, so who are you anyway? I said, my name's Randy. And she said, oh, does it have to be Randy? I said, I beg your pardon. And she said, I hate diminutives, darling. Can't it be Randall? And I said, well, it actually is Randall. And she said, I thought so. You don't look like a Randy. And I said, I don't know how to respond to that, but okay. And so she said, would you like a cocktail? I said, what? A cocktail? And she said, well, I have this bit of gin in my purse, and I have a can of Sprite. Well, she had 2 cans, actually. I said, okay, well, I'm 19. And she said, oh, we all have to drink sometime. Which shocked me, but also elated me, the fact that this woman of a certain age, 68, I later found out, was handing me a drink. One of those small drinks like you get on an airline, you know, the small bottles. I don't know if they still give those out. I haven't been on an airline in years. Anyway, I digress. The point is, she handed me a bottle of Bombay Sapphire gin and a Sprite. And we both poured our bottles of gin after drinking some Sprite out of the cans, poured the gin into the cans. And we cheered. And then the whole theater goes dark. The curtains open. And Hoke and Miss Daisy are in their car. Unfortunately, for Hoke, he weighed 500 pounds. And at which time, Isabel, I'm not kidding, literally went, ah! In the front row. She said, darling, he looks like Jell-O with a belt. She was horrible. I knew she was horrible at that moment, and I loved her. And I said, well, guess what? After this, we've somewhere else to go if you'll go with me. A friend of mine is opening a salon. I'd love to have you go with me and meet my friends. And she said, certainly. And so we left the theater after an abysmal, horrible production of Driving Miss Daisy with a 500-pound man whom I loved. Very sweet man, Richard. And we got to the salon, and I found out that she was Isabel Cooley, a day player, an actress who had been in several films with, well, at least 40 films with different actors, Jack Nicholson, Elizabeth Taylor. The list goes on. Anyway, we'll talk more next week about Isabel Cooley and my stories. An affair of the heart is what we had. And I can't wait to share more with you.
Thank you, Randy. That was a wonderful story. What a wonderful beginning. And I hope next week you could give us more information on her bio, where she's from.
Oh, certainly.
What kind of actress was she? Who she acted with? And some lovely little. You've always told me little lovely tidbits.
Oh, over the years, Joel and I have known each other a million years, as you all well know if you've listened to the show. The previous shows especially, at any length, you know that we've known each other for over 20 years. And Isabel was a big part of my life in my teens. I had an affair of the heart, as I said before, with this beautiful, crazy woman who would do anything. She was just amazing.
That sounds more amazing than my adventures with Robert Tim, the drug dealer. So that's.
I don't know her.
Oh no, you don't. You did not want to know. No, that was a long time ago, and I was young, dumb, and 21. And
I'm glad you put it that way because the other thing is disturbing. So.
What, full of cum?
Oh, ew. No one wants their friend to say that to them. Nobody. Ew.
What?
Don't say it again. Anyway.
See you. Yeah.
I'm such a prude. Not really. I'm really not. I'm just saying it like that because I'm afraid Miss Jeffrey is listening. Miss Jeffrey's maybe listening next week. I don't want her to think ill of me because I just love that woman. She's amazing.
See, that's why I didn't want to tell you she was my mother while we were talking because this is you. You go Southern.
Nothing wrong with that, girl.
I don't want your mama to think that I'm such and such and such and such. She thought that the first 2 minutes she talked to you.
She knew that I was a hoe.
First 2 minutes as soon as you went to the bathroom, that girl's a hoe.
Oh, see?
She did not say that. That is not what my mother would say.
I know.
It would be fun if she did say that, though. I'd be laughing. You would have seen me rolling on the floor if my mother said, he is such a hoe.
Your mother's too much of a lady to say anything like that. She apologized for saying hell.
Oh, you obviously did not hear her say that she used to abuse the substances, so she did a lot worse.
She's
made her peace. Yeah. So she's made her peace and she's good. So let's not be judged.
Well, Joel, before we close the show, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that...
You know, we're an hour and 7 minutes into the show, right?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, you told me that we were on the third segment. I thought
we just started.
Segment was...
Yeah, we're an hour and 7 minutes.
Okay. Then we got time to talk about this.
It's like, girls, let's chat. So let's chat,
well,
bitch.
Let's chat, bitch.
Let's chat, bitch. Let's get
and we're going to talk a little serious for a minute. And please let it be a minute, Joe. We're not going to draw this shit out.
Oh, Lord.
But the Methodist, Lord have mercy. You people, you ain't even a real religion as far as I'm concerned. Just a mix of Catholic and Baptist, trying to get some Catholic and Baptist married. It's like y'all mixed it all together. We mixed it all together, the Catholics and the Baptists. I'm not Catholic. I am Baptist. And, well, I used to be till I found out they didn't like me. Anyway, the point is, organized religion. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Crazy people. And hey, get Jesus. Love him. Walk with him on your own. Own it. Guess what? Jesus loves everybody. I can't say it more clearly. Y'all need to know that, people in the world. Anyway.
Okay. And that was Randy's rant.
Yeah. Well, no, not quite.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, bitch. The Methodists have decided, because I thought the Methodists were gay-friendly. Apparently, they're not all gay-friendly. So they've decided to split the church, which, you know what the old expression is, and Lord, I don't know if Shakespeare said it. Maybe he did. A house divided cannot stand. Don't y'all get it? Y'all are dividing a house. The house of God, in your opinions. I don't know. The jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, you cannot do that. You cannot... Listen, if you're anti-gay and you're in a church, you need to get up and get out of the church because you don't belong there. God loves everybody. The message is God does not hate. You hate. you hate, you judge, you imagine people doing stuff that they don't imagine you doing and nobody wants to. So stop with the anti-gay shit. What is wrong with you? Whatever happened to love thy neighbor? That is in the Bible, by the way. What I'm saying may not be in the Bible, but it should be. Stop hating other people. Not only is it not healthy to your body, bitch, you're going to get cancer. It's not healthy to your soul. Stop it. Love thy neighbor. Oh my gosh. Another quote from the Bible. Imagine that. Somebody gay doing some quotes from the Bible and loving everybody and not hating anybody. Girl, I don't hate nobody. Well, some people are close candidates, but I don't hate nobody. And that is how I feel about this whole Methodist church debacle. Like I said, y'all ain't a real religion any damn way. I don't mean no harm. And I'll put a disclaimer on that. Joe had nothing to do with what I just said.
Nope.
He loves the Methodist.
I am non-religious and bordering on atheist, so I don't really care.
See, listen, this poor man.
So no, I did not come up with this.
This poor man had nothing to do with this.
Know anything about
and
this.
we all know that Joel is not anti-nothing. Joel is anti-nothing. And so y'all be anti-nothing. That's all I'm saying. Stop hating everybody. Why are you hating? It just takes too much energy. And like I said, you're going to get cancer. Oh, I'm out of breath because it worries me. Why are y'all worrying me? Don't you know not to worry me? Shit. But like I said, all the Methodists ain't the same. And those who ain't on board with gay people, go home, sit down, not in a pew. No, get out of the pew and sit down at your motherfucking house of hate. Thank you. Next, please.
I don't feel the need to drag this out. So I'm just going to say this.
No, we're done. I'm done.
So I'm just going to say this. I, once again, had nothing to do with this, but I'm glad that I witnessed this. This was fun. So just to make sure that, yeah.
And if you're an anti-gay Methodist troll, come at Joel. Come at him. Come at him.
Okay.
He's waiting. He can't wait to, come at him. Fucking trolls.
Wow. And you said I was going to drag this.
Well, I had a card.
I said what I had to say.
I wrote down shit on the card, and I didn't actually read the card verbatim. It was so much nicer on the card. I just sort of went rogue. So anyway. What else is in the news, Joel?
I'm afraid if I mention anything else news.
No, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I ain't scared.
Okay. All right, girl. Okay. I just thought this is girls, let's chat. Well, we chatting. Well, you're chatting. That was a rant, girl.
That was a rant.
That was a rant of biblical proportions.
Oh.
Yes, I said biblical.
No pun
yes,
intended.
every pun intended.
No, you didn't.
It was like going through all the pages of the Bible all at once. I'm like, this bitch here. Look at her. She.
I didn't mean to. I feel very passionate about that shit because Christians should not be standing for hate. Period. Period. There's no gray area if you're a Christian. And if you are a so-called Christian and you do spew hate, then sit the fuck down because you're not a true Christian. We don't judge. We pray. Remember that, y'all. We pray. We pray. We don't judge. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt.
Are you gonna?
You
put
know,
that
I
on?
have a brother-in-law who has a
there was a silent moment there. There was
I
a silent
know
moment.
it was a moment.
It was
where
a moment.
I was thinking of that T-shirt,
and I'm thinking I am completely flabbergasted right now. And I'm using the word I said flabbergasted.
And I was thinking, I could put that on a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I didn't think you had that much passion in you, girl.
Oh, when it comes to people,
you got to get in the mic.
Saying things.
Get in the mic.
When it comes to people saying things in the name of God,
mm-hmm.
I have a lot of passion
mm-hmm.
because God's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
God's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
God's everybody's friend. Don't try.
You sound like a Baptist minister right now. You sound like a Baptist minister.
A real Baptist minister. Baptist ministers could take a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't believe in organized religion.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're within everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is ask.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is say, Lord, come into my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of folks lacking,
mm-hmm.
especially in the anti-gay side of the Methodist Church.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get off this now because I could go on and on and on.
I know.
And I could talk, I could witness the things that Christ has done in my life
mm-hmm.
and cry, but I'm not going to
mm-hmm.
because this isn't that kind of show.
Thank you. But I've enjoyed watching. You sounded like an old Baptist man. I'm sorry, I don't mean old.
Old?
A mature Baptist minister.
I'll have you know.
You should be wearing
off of the subject. I'll have you know the doctor today,
mm-hmm.
the doctor that I love,
mm-hmm.
Dr. Khan,
mm-hmm.
said, Joel, don't chime in with your opinion because
I'm going
you're
to.
going to kill. No, you're going to kill. You're going to kill the fun of the joke. Then I'm not going to tell it.
Then tell a joke.
No, it is a joke, but don't tell. Don't know. You're going to ruin the fun of the joke.
Okay, fine. I won't ruin the fun of the joke.
Anyway, no. The truth is, and it's no joke. The truth is, Dr. Khan said to me today something that is a truism that other people should appreciate. That when she said, "Oh, you're 51," I said, "Yeah," and she said, "You don't look 51." I said, "Well, thank you. I don't feel 51." And she said, "Oh, you should feel 51." You should definitely feel 51. But you don't look 51. I love that doctor.
I love that.
She is so fucking honest. It
How
kills
would
me.
I ruin that joke?
And because I didn't tell you that joke. I saved that joke for the...
I'm so glad that you did because that's hilarious.
I saved that. That's
hilarious.
That's a true story.
By the way, I want to reiterate this because I know that you might hear some stuff here. I'm not drinking.
He's not.
I am absolutely positively not drinking.
Nope.
I did smoke a little weed though because I'm like, wow.
Why are you telling people you smoke some weed?
Because it was just a little.
Do you know that Miss
that.
Jeffries might listen to this episode and be upset?
Oh, I am an adult. She and I, we know our relationship.
Well,
so
you're grown folks. You're grown folks.
We're grown folks. So, yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ghetto expressions.
Don't say ghetto.
No, it is ghetto.
Don't say ghetto.
No, it's ghetto.
Don't say ghetto.
I can say ghetto.
Don't say ghetto.
I can say.
Why? How can you say ghetto?
Because it's ghetto.
It's not. Don't say
No,
ghetto.
it is.
Okay, don't say ghetto.
It's ghetto.
It's not ghetto.
It is. You don't even know what I'm going to say.
No. Okay, say it.
Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Now you've got too much pressure on me, and you made me sound like a racist. Shame on you.
What?
You said I couldn't say something that's from the ghetto, and it is from the... Well, I guess it's not from the ghetto. Because ghetto is another animal altogether. No. So you're right. It's sort of a country expression. Oh. But I'm still not going to say it. Because then I'll be judged anyway. Because you got folks set up. You got folks all lathered up to judge me. And you know the trolls are out there. Fuck you, trolls, by the way. So I'm not going to say nothing except for... What else are we going to talk about?
I don't know, because you've been saying everything. You have been saying everything.
Well, I'm sorry.
I felt like I was in church again. I'm like, why am I in church?
Wait a minute.
Why am I in church?
Why did you bring up church? We were over church.
No. You brought up church for nearly 15 minutes.
Why are you obsessing on that?
I'm not obsessing on that. I'm just saying I enjoyed it.
They came out with a new movie, and I hated the first movie because of the song.
What movie?
And the song sort of has something to do with what's going on right now. Let it go, let it go. Anyway.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let it go, but I want to see how long it's going to take for you to bring it back.
I'm not bringing it back.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Done. Stick a fork in me. Oh, please don't stick a fork in me. Because I'm very fluffy right now. Even though I've lost 10 pounds, don't stick a fork in me. That would hurt.
Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. I feel like that's a fancy term for saying I'm not done. Stick and fork in me, I'm not done.
I just said I was done. You seem to have something to say, so say it.
I want to say that in today's news, so I don't really, like I said, gay news has been slow.
Thank God.
Slow. The Billy Porter thing on the Golden Globes, that little white number that he was wearing with the train.
I didn't see the Golden Globes. What was he wearing?
It's Billy Porter. What? Are you serious? You knew he was wearing something. So no, he was wearing. Oh, you know what?
Does he have a muscular figure?
I think so.
Joel's about to show me the picture of Billy Porter. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Let me see if I can find it first.
I love his acting. And I hated to see the back of his show. Which I can't remember the name. How horrible.
Oh, I'll have to Google it. Sorry.
What was the name of the show?
Pose?
Yes. Y'all. All I'm saying is I've forgotten the name of a show that I watched every episode of.
Oh, my God.
Like the doctor said, you don't look 51, but, oh, you're definitely 51.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was amazing when I said, I don't feel 51. You should.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell him the diabetes one.
No.
Which is the one that irks me the most. Because it's hilarious, but it just...
I don't know. She's irked by my personal story. And I don't have diabetes, but I'm not telling the story. She got irked. I'll be ashamed. See, now
why would I be ashamed of getting irked at the fact that you...
Don't go there.
After Vita, 9 times.
Vita, don't go there, Vita. Oh, my gosh. I love that outfit.
Oh.
I love it. You know what? If I were famous, I would dress like Liberace and like Billy Porter and all that shit too. Why not? Why not have fun with fashion? But girl, that beard,
it comes off.
That beard thing. I'd prefer somebody clean shaved or full beard. But this Don Johnson shit, is it coming back? The scruff, it's coming back, isn't it? That was a Don Johnson thing in the 80s. And Don Johnson was fine in the 80s, by the way. No, I love it. I love it. Head to toe, bitch.
So, yeah, it's kind of I feel insulted because, well, I don't feel insulted. I feel bad because I'm like, well, it's the usual. Most of the gay news is the usual stuff. It's usually the two guys holding hands thing, which seems to be, the funny thing is that here we are. We're in a society where we've fought to get gay marriage, and we got gay marriage. And
we have all no.
Hold on, no.
I don't want you to simplify what we have as rights. We have gay marriage. We have all the rights that everyone else has.
Yes, but let me tell the story.
Of course. Okay.
So we have gay marriage now, and now we can get married and live as a couple and feel a certain sense of safety in being a couple. The thing is that we still are lacking in certain areas when it comes to what being married is in this society. See, we can be married, but we can be married behind closed doors. When I can go out and see a heterosexual couple and they're holding hands and they have that freedom to hold hands and not be bothered by the looks or stares or any of that stuff, they have that freedom. But when I keep hearing stories every year about, hey, this couple was standing at a food truck waiting for their order and they happened to be holding hands and they got beat up by 5 guys, or this lesbian couple was sitting on the bus and they were minding their own business and a bunch of boys goes up and says, hey, kiss each other, make us feel good, blah, 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 blah. Or another couple who were leaving a bar and heading back to their car and were holding hands and they got beat up. See, here's the thing. Marriage has not worked for us because we still don't have the freedoms that you have. We still don't have that freedom. We still can't do the one basic thing that is so important, and that's holding someone's hand. We still can't do that. So we thought we had the safety of marriage, but we don't have it. We still don't have it. We still can't hold hands. We still can't hold each other affectionately in a restaurant. We still can't. The one big thing that we know we can't do in public, and it's the one big thing that heterosexuals do all the time with safety, without anybody even caring, kissing in public, because everybody stops. The moment they see 2 men, everybody. We don't have that freedom. So marriage, we only have marriage behind closed doors.
Well,
that's what we have.
My reaction to that is,
so
it's very unfortunate, very extremely unfortunate that we don't have those things. But there's a reason for that. There's a huge, horrible, disturbing reason for that. It's because we can't stop hatred. Hatred is in the heart. And a crime has to be committed before a person can be prosecuted. And that's the shame of it all. You don't know who's behind you when you're holding hands. You don't know who's behind you when you embrace and kiss each other in public. So there's no way to control it. Hate is always going to be there. We are always, it's a horrible, sad fact that we're just going to have to deal with. We're very fortunate to have the law behind us. And we have all the rights that everyone else has now. But the only right that we don't have is the right to stop hatred. There's nothing we can do other than make the laws more stringent, more, we need to make laws that scare people into going into those dark corners of the world where they can't be found as haters. We need people as family members, especially straight people, as friends and family, to write to their local congressman, to write to anybody who'll listen that we have to stop this hatred. We need stronger laws against hate crimes in this country. I know people say that the laws are already extreme, but those people are the people who hate gay people in the fucking first place. What we need are extreme measures to prosecute these people who are hating on people who simply want the freedom to love one another. And listen, I don't want to see anybody kissing in public, but guess what? I'm not going to bash you over the head if you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And hand holding is my favorite thing. There's nothing like holding a loved one's hand.
Yeah.
Nothing. We start out hand holding from children holding your mom and dad's hands. There's a security involved there of love for each other that can't be broken.
And we can
shouldn't be broken.
Never share that in public. We can never share that in public. We can lightly brush up against each other.
Don't hold hands.
We could find like a secret place where we could be outside. We've all done this.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're like trying to find a place where no one will see us, and we hold hands for a little while, and it's a great, wonderful feeling.
Oh, it is.
Until the moment someone walks up and we have to let go, and it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
and it's the worst thing ever.
It's just
so. Marriage to me has never been. I don't even want to say a joke. I don't want to say a joke.
No, certainly not.
But we don't get all the stuff that comes with marriage. We don't get any of that
because you can't stop hate. But other maybe seriously,
no, you can't stop it. But if you can bring it down enough,
to make it so scary for the people that hate to hate you, to hate others, to make it to the point that you could do 10 years behind a hate crime. 10 years in prison. No eligibility for parole. 10 years. Then maybe it would stop. We need to talk to the legislators. We need to talk to people. Y'all got to do something. And when I'm saying y'all, I'm talking about all of us. We need to get them organized and do something. Them being legislators and them being members of Congress and you know, it's ridiculous. It is, because we should be able to hold hands. And you see us. I'm so heartened when I see gay couples on TV in loving relationships. It just makes my heart sing because I know that there will be a time. And listen, there's going to be 10 years from now. All these kids, all these snowflakes that we all hate, guess what? I think pretty much they're all immune to all this hatred. At least there's that. Y'all need to pull up your game in other areas, but that's none of my business. I don't have no damn kids. But love one another. That's the message. So, I ranted again. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I want to say that was for, I think, if I were listening right now, I would think that was the most amazing rant I had ever heard. I think that it's that feeling you get from what holds you together, what makes you you. It's amazing to watch.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
It's just amazing to watch.
I appreciate that.
And
so what else is in the news?
And so Randy, I think we're pretty much done, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. Oh, earlier you were like, so now that we're over.
Well, no, I thought we were over. Listen, bitch. I thought we were over. You know,
Randy, I want to.
I don't own a watch. I don't own a watch.
I want to say that I think that I like people with a passion for the things that they have. whether I agree with them or not does not matter. But seeing a person who feels what they feel and has a passion for the thing that they love, it's an amazing thing. It's watching another human being be a human being. And I think that it's just amazing. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So that'll be the first, last, and only rant you get. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful.
Well, thank you. Now I'm looking forward to next week because I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm excited, and I know that I'm going to do another little installment about Isabel, and I love keeping her memory alive, and so I'm just excited about being back on the show. I really am.
See, the beautiful thing is that we were told that we were too frivolous sometimes, and then we were told that we were too serious sometimes, or what have you. But I feel like that we found a balance.
Who is
because
this troll?
that girl,
some troll, some troll.
So the thing is that I think we found balance. There are going to be episodes we're going to be hilarious as fuck. We're just going to be telling stories back and forth, doing our little shtick, that kind of thing. And then there'll be episodes where we get kind of serious and we really get to talking and everything else. Just like this episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I think it's fantastic.
Well, my New Year's resolution, as I probably said before, is to be less dirty. So we'll work on that. Okay. But not too hard.
Okay. That's fine. We're going to have to come up with a balance because you have to be a little dirty.
Well,
you're going to have to be a little dirty. So
sometimes I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. You're going to have to be a little dirty. So let's end this episode with any Randyisms, anything that you want to.
I just want to say, I want to reiterate that God loves us all. God is there for everybody. And can't nobody tell you where to worship or how to worship. That's nobody's business but yours. And maybe your mama's.
Okay, well, that's the end of this episode. I hope you had a good time. And once again, you know that as long as you own a cell phone, a computer, a laptop, or tablet, you can find us on a podcast service. So I don't think we need to get back into, well, we're on this one and we're on that one.
Oh, that was back
There's
in
too
the
many
day.
now.
Yeah,
now we're on so
many.
many. Yeah, now there's too many. So if you have a podcast provider, you probably can find us. It's just that Little Gay Talk Show. Any comments, anything you want to do, leave it at our email address, thatlittlegaytalkshow.com. Also on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at Little Gay Talk. On Instagram, That Little Gay Talk Show as well. So anything, comments, anything that you have to say, even stuff that you have to say to Randy, of course it's going to come to me.
It's got to come to him because I don't have any of those devices.
He doesn't have any of those devices.
I'm not a social network
He's not a social network person.
So,
yeah. So we're out.
Facebook is for your mama. It's not for me.
Okay. Well, we're out. So thank you very much.